Lady, go!
Welcome back. Today we'll be talking about the American sports team. The American sports team has always been seen as jokes both by SNK themselves and their fan base. But recently they've been gaining popularity. Is this because people want to be alternative? Because they think that the American sports team is funny? Or is it because there's genuinely something cool about them? Well, today I'll be trying to answer this question by looking at their moveset. The member that I'll be talking about today will be Lucky Globber. Lucky Globber is a basketball player that is also a fighter. The in-lore reason why Lucky can fight is because both him and Heavy D, his best friend, come from a rough neighborhood, so they have to learn to fight to survive. While Heavy D is more serious about fighting, actually using a fighting style, Lucky mostly improvises and incorporates basketball into his fighting style. Now onto his moves. First, his most iconic move, Death Bound. In '94, the American sports team first game, this move wasn't actually that useful. That is because of its speed. This move hasn't actually changed a whole lot. The main reason why it's a lot better is because of Lucky's other moves. The main use of this projectile is to beat fireball walls because of its weird angle, as it can go under fireballs. And with it and many of others Lucky moves, it is hard for your opponents to get in, as you'll see later. Now for his Cyclone Break. The main problem of this move in '94 is that it is too slow to be covered into and too slow to be an anti-air, which it is what it's supposed to do. You can out combo into it, but that does not fix the fact that it's too slow to be an anti-air. Well, you'll come back to that later. Just know that if you actually hit the opponent while in the air with this move, you will do a lot of damage and carry them very far, as you can see. Now for his last move that comes from '94, his Lucky Vision. As you can see, is a mobility tool. There are two uses for this move, either to get in on an opponent who's trying to get away from you, or to get out of an opponent who's trying to get in on you. Though sadly, I would say that this is his worst move, for one specific reason. It is easy to hit Lucky out of it, as he doesn't have invincibility while he's traveling. Now let's talk about his new moves. First, a new projectile, his Death Dunk. As you can see, it has two trajectories, one that goes very far and one that stays close. Not only that, but you can also do this move in the air. The main appeal of this move is to mix it up with Death Bound. Thanks to the trajectory, it is hard for opponents to get in on you. Not only that, but you can use the air version to mix up your mobility options, as it pushes you back. Now for a move that Lucky desperately needed. Death Wheel. It is not only an anti-air, but it's also a reversal, something the Cycle Break fails at being. Not only that, but it's also your main combo ender. And the heavy version has something special. It loses its anti-air property to become a better combo too. And as you can see, he travels far enough so you can easily carry the opponent into the corner. As you can see, it is another projectile, but this one has 4 variations. A very close one, a close one, a far one, and a very far one. As you can guess, you're supposed to use this to mix up with your other projectiles. Not only that, but if the ball hits close enough to the opponent, you can actually combo out of it. A interesting thing about Lucky's projectiles that I doubt will come. Up very often is that depending on the angle, it changes from a mid to low. You need to be at a very specific range. For Death Bound, you need to be very close. And for Death Dunk, at about mid-range. Because of this, I don't think it is very useful, but even so, you take what you can get. But now, let's talk about something very interesting. As you notice, a lot of Lucky's moves carries the opponent into the corner. This is important because most of his ball moves are so slow that it is very doubtful that they will work at close range. So how are you supposed to use them while you corner the opponent? Well, this special sauce is something that every member of the American sports team has, and it's something that makes them very interesting characters, at least for me. Lucky's special sauce is this. Both Death Bound and Death Shoot change properties while you cancel into them while the opponent is cornered. If you do a quad, the move will remain the same. If you cancel into it, you'll get that. This, from what I can guess, is a very quick way to introduce another mix-up. As the opponent will see the animation of Death Bound and either try to rock it and be hit by the low, or they'll try to punch you out of it, and in which case you can actually punch them. And the alternative version of that shoot if they're trying to jump away. But that's enough about his special moves. Now let's talk about his supers. First, his super from 94, Hellbound. As you can see, it is a very familiar move to Terry's Power Geyser. There is only one problem, well, at least in 94, it was too slow. The opponent can very easily react to it if you try to use it as a wake-up option, and you cannot combo into it. And then again, this has been changed in 98, as you can see. And since this is 98, the move has a level 2 version. It can do 3 hits, but you need to be at a very specific range. But the move still has a glaring weakness. It is so slow that the opponent can hit you out of it. But this is where Lucky's second super comes into play. Super being Lucky's driver. Meaning now, if you have some meter to burn, you can really put the hurt of your opponent that is trying to be too aggressive. But there is one quote-unquote problem with the move. It is a command grab. SNK really likes command grabs. In fact, every member of the American sports team will have a command grab of some kind. The quote-unquote problem with this command grab is that the range is very short. That is still miss. You essentially have to be touching your opponent with your entire body. With the trade-off that is very fast to come out, and of course it is unblockable. And this is what the level 2 version looks like. Not only it is insanely satisfying to kill the opponent with the last hit, it is also teaching something very interesting about Lucky, is that his death shoot projectiles can hit OTT, but I have no idea how to make this consistent. Another thing that makes Lucky satisfying to play is that, thanks to his height, his buttons are amazing. I mean, just look at that. You thought how heavy beat was that? Look at this sweep. Not to mention this command normal. After looking at his moveset closely, I will say that, at least for me, Lucky is a character that is up to him to return. As not only do I think that the moves look cool, it's also an interesting way to play it. I'm interested to see what you guys think down below. And next time we'll be talking about Brian Badler.